Hey everybody, it's Damer and Mac here from OCR Kings, and we just finished our toughest mutter, got the headband, which is ridiculous, so I'm taking that off.
He doesn't like the head. I like the headband a little
I
bit.
No, I like the
A little bit.
I like the metal. It hangs on the wall. You can see him right back there over Mac's shoulder. I don't know. What am I gonna do with that headband?
I'm gonna put it up there
No.
right after this filming.
That's right. You know what? I do like the quality of the finishing shirt. It's kind of, I don't know, I guess
I
it's
agree,
it's
yeah.
like a Merrill, but just a nicer quality t-shirt. And it's not, I mean, the front advertisement's a little big, but the back's pretty small.
It's comfy, and since I just got it this weekend, it's one of the cleanest shirts that I own right now for a little while.
Yeah, I'm still pretty sore.
Me too.
Definitely messed up something in the shoulder on one of the early laps.
My calves are wrecked. Maybe I'll show that footage at some point. It's a little embarrassing.
That's right.
So, overall, though, in our after action here, I liked it. I thought that was pretty interesting. It was at night. That's our
I thought that was cool.
That's our like familiar territory. The trails themselves, I thought, were very familiar and similar to some of the stuff we run on. Fairly wide enough. Maybe two people could comfortably fit shoulder to shoulder.
Yep.
Freshly cut. A lot of rocks, a lot of roots, some mud, but overall very similar to what we run on in the woods. The trails also, by and large, were flat. Not a lot of elevation
There
exchange
wasn't,
out
and
there.
that was definitely just the venue, that area for Toughest Mudder East in central Massachusetts or the wherever that is.
Right.
It was definitely a flatter terrain, but
That was one of the mistakes I think we made, or at least I did. We underestimated the distance or the running part. We both saw it on Google Earth. It was like, oh, it's flat, cool. Yeah, it's a joke. 5 mile laps, no worries. Yeah, after a while, in the middle of the night, you get kind of cold out there, being wet all the time.
I'll give those dudes credit.
Yeah,
It
give
was
them some
like
credit
they were
there,
like
yeah.
8 or 9 laps, and you're wearing like Daisy Duke shorts.
Yeah,
and
some
it
of
was
those
like,
guys.
It was like, I don't know how you were not freezing your ass off. 'Cause
Hats
we-
off to them, pants
was
off
like-
to them. I
yeah.
don't know. They were
was like-
scantily clad,
It was like
but they ran a lot. Some
crazy.
of those guys.
Yeah, it was like, yeah, hats off to them because we were absolutely freezing. It was like switched to the wetsuit at one point. I was like just trying to stay warm and keep going. So it was like, I don't know, but would I do it again? Definitely. I think
Yeah.
the night and just the coolness factor of it. I was like, you know what? If you're kind of unsure if you should do a toughest mutter as opposed to just the tough mutter, it was like, you don't have to go out and do 50 laps. You
No.
don't have to kill yourself. Just do
Do-
whatever.
Do
Like,
as much as you can.
like push yourself. And it was like, try it.
The first lap was basically an hour. For an hour, they would have no obstacles or very few. They came on at the discretion of the volunteers or whoever were working at the obstacles.
I thought that was awesome.
That
It
was pretty
like
cool.
Just,
Thins
it
the
just
pack.
Thins everyone out.
You
and
figure 800 people go in the first round. Everyone go. Start. Go. 800
Yeah.
people. So you're running, and at least I thought our mentality was, you know what, there are no obstacles, the herd's getting thin, let's just haul ass. And we did. You know, our pace was a little bit, not rambunctious, but it was a little ambitious.
we were cruising.
So the obstacles came online definitely toward the end of that hour. So the video editing is going to be like, hey, you know, the map might have said X, Y, and Z, but this is how we encountered them because it's time based. I like that approach.
And even that like pork soda came on.
We got to show everybody what the hell pork
was
soda
like-
was. Cause like, what the fuck is pork soda? We
That's
couldn't find it anywhere.
Everyone
you
was
know?
asking about that. So it was like that one came on, but then like the next 5 were closed and like ran right past. So it was like, yeah, it was hit or miss. I think it was almost if volunteers saw that there wasn't a big group of people and it was starting to thin out, they would just go ahead and
Open it up.
open it up, and so that was cool. And then even obstacles during the night were opened and closed.
Right, or portions. Like
portions
the middle
of
of the obstacle was closed until 5:30. What was that, Kong Infinity with the
Yep.
rolling things?
Yep.
And the rings were open for us. It's very, very neat. I like that. I like the obstacles overall. I wasn't like anyone in particular pissed me off. Like, this is stupid. One or two were quite a challenge. What was it? Funky Monkey. They pulled a fast one on us with the monkey bars that were
Yeah, those were kind of
on
weird.
angles.
It wasn't.
Sneaky
It wasn't.
bastards,
It wasn't the
pricks,
straight
and
ladder.
well done.
Just yeah. So it was like it just kind of threw you off as you went up the monkey
And-
bar side of it.
And just the tip from the vault. That the failure rate on that thing was ridiculous. People were falling off that left
Yeah.
and right. It was brutal. So I kind of like the challenge of that one. That isn't one of my favorites, no, but that was hard, and I kind of like that one.
Yep, I fell off that one once.
That and the
Wasn't
rope in the
happy.
water. Rope-a-dope.
Yep.
Nothing fancy, none of that Disneyland shit where the things are twirling and the thing. Just you go in the water and you go up the rope and you have to slide down another one at an angle. That was cool.
I did notice though there were a lot of people doing the penalty lap or
Yeah.
penalty carry.
Yep.
So it was like the failure rate definitely later at night, or it was like as the sun was rising,
Oh.
which was like definitely me on
Higher
a
and
bunch
higher.
of those. It was like I was spent by the time the sun was up, and
Me too.
And it was-
Me too.
so I don't know. It was like they opened up the Kong Infinity at like 5:30, and by then I was like already exhausted.
It was hard
Yeah, so that was
and cold.
That was hard.
I like too the difference because eventually it's going to come up with the difference between like an Ultra Beast or an Ultra and Toughest.
An ultra.
Yeah, or right, an Ultra. I like that. Remind me to mention the Guinness factor in the end. Very disappointed there.
Yeah.
You have an area with a drop in both races, but since you can get to your drop in every 5 miles rather than just once in the middle of your ultra, there's some different strategies there. You know what to pack,
Yeah.
and for us, I think I don't know. For me at least, I don't know if I packed the right gear, or if I packed enough of the right gear, or I just packed too much shit in total. That's something that I'm going to revisit if we do it again. What do I have in there? And I think it's going to be more changes of dry, warm clothing. So I initially thought, okay, we're going to run this thing at the end of July in the Northeast. It's going to be hot and humid at night. It'll be 85 in the day. It'll be 70 with 100% humidity at night. Not so. We got kind of fooled. It was 57 degrees, which doesn't sound too cold, but when it's that way and misting throughout the whole night, and you're wet from the outset because they get you in that water, you're just gonna be wet and cold at some point. For me, it was 3 a.m. I was like, my teeth were chattering.
There were a lot of wet obstacles, which was cool.
Yeah, which
or
was
if
cool.
you fell off an obstacle, you were getting wet.
Right.
But like, yeah, it was like just when you start to dry out and warm up, and then it was like, hey, Block Ness Monster time, get wet.
Right. Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
And everybody was complaining with Arctic Enema, like, oh, the ice! And all these people yelling, oh, my balls! This one guy, my balls!
That one was
Dude, it was like refreshing for your muscles. Your muscles are like aching.
Yeah.
It was like an ice bath. There was enough of a void where you didn't have to dunk your
You
head.
didn't have to put your head under, so it was
Go
like
under
I
the
think
fence and just your chin would get
Yeah.
a little wet. And it was like, dude, grow up. And then they send you through muddy, warm water.
warm,
like,
yeah,
not even a tenth of a mile down the road.
Pitfall, and then that one right after.
Right. So overall, definitely thumbs up.
I liked it. I don't know what they do at other toughest, but it was like the way the trail was cut. One thing I don't like about Spartan is that single track just through the woods.
Yeah, we stack
you just,
up.
You
right?
just stack up,
Yeah,
and at
like
times
the
you
SWAT
just
team.
can't pass anybody. And then it was like, even guys who were passing you, you're just like, I got to come to a complete stop to let you go by.
Right.
So, like, that stuff's frustrating. So it was like here, it was like trails were nice. It was like water stations were closed for us for the most part. There were porta potties everywhere.
Yeah,
And
good on them for having
and
shitters like all over the place.
It definitely was a Tough Mudder during the day, and then we came in that night.
Right.
But just the way the course was set up, even just for the Tough Mudder for the day with the bathrooms and the water stations, was like, all right, they do
It's pretty
did
solid.
a really good job.
One thing where they fell down on, I thought we were going to get a Guinness Blonde Okay, I prefer brunettes. You've seen the videos
Yeah,
before.
that's-
But Guinness at a race? Fuck yeah. It was like
Yeah.
8 o'clock in the morning. I'll have a Guinness, some
I
eggs.
was like, "Little
Everything will
Guinness
be
for
alright.
breakfast." It was like, just finished a race. No.
Fucking tent was called
closed.
cocktease. Just like, oh, shame.
Yeah.
Shame on you guys.
Yeah. I was like, if that's the case, I would have brought a cooler with my own
Well,
into the
Your car,
staging
where we
area.
where we had them
Instead
anyway.
of at the car.
One cool thing too, on the other end, big thumbs up. While we were getting going, and our hype man there had no sound. Sound system was
Yeah.
smoked. So, dude, he jumps right out in the middle of the crowd. You might think, oh, it's like pageantry. They planned that. I don't think so. Somebody had an American flag, and he went to the American flag, and we all sang the national anthem. Everybody
Yes.
knew the lyrics, and that was cool. It was like,
That's
how would
right.
you not want to just then explode
No
out of the gate like? "Rah!"
Yeah, that was cool. No speakers, no music
No
playing,
nothing.
just like the flag there, and guys had their headlamps going, so the thing was lit up.
That was
It
dope.
like, that was very cool.
top notch.
And I just like the way it started. It was like everyone's got their little blinker on the back of their
Right.
head and their headlamps going, and there's 800 of us, and it was like, I mean, we were just mixed in. We weren't in the front. We weren't trying to be in the front, but it was cool just seeing everyone just stretch out and through the woods and double back. It was like really cool. And then even the mist and the fog and the way they had the obstacles lit up.
Yeah, that was kinda cool.
It was kind of cool looking.
Very, very different, a unique thing, a night race with obstacles. The obstacles themselves were illuminated very well. It was very safe. That was well done.
Yeah.
It also came out pretty well on the camera too. Yeah. So that was cool.
Yep. I mean, some of those obstacles, I was surprised at how hard they were, or at least how hard they were on
Yeah.
like third lap or
Right.
and anything beyond. Like it was like those are some. There was like the attrition rate or success rate was really low. So it was
Some-
like, all right,
Some of them were flat out easy. The
Yeah, I mean-
happy ending ones, like, oh, they shoot water at you. We walked up with no
We
ropes.
walked up with no
It was like,
rope.
hey, what's up? But it was fun. You still go down a slide. That was enjoyable.
yeah, that one's fine. That one was yeah. I mean,
People
that was
were
fine.
falling off of, not falling off, but they'd launch themselves on Everest, and they'd be like, thud, and
People still don't have
just
that
take your
time.
time. Yeah, just take your time, run up the thing,
Yeah.
grab the top. Not super hard, but then there were ones that were a challenge, and I liked that.
Yep.
It was a good mix. Good obstacles, good people. I had a fun time there.
Yeah.
Good launch, good trails, and the only gripe was no Guinness at the end. Shame.
Alright.
Shame on you. But otherwise, yeah, definitely would do that again. Differences between this and the Ultra, yes, maybe we'll cover that in another video, but the mentality is the same. Endurance, you gotta push, you gotta watch your pace, you gotta pack the right gear, and I think we'll revisit what should go in a drop-in for the toughest, because they give you a set space in a tent on a table. You get half of a table, and the space was, I thought it was pretty wide and pretty deep.
Pretty wide.
And my
Yeah.
my drop bin,
Yeah.
I could have put like 4 of those in there easily. So I think I would have packed some more changes of clothing. for
I
that
definitely
particular-
had more than you. It was like
Yeah.
I had a backpack and then
he
a,
didn't
and a,
share
and a bin.
either. It's like,
That's it. Mine. I'm wearing 2 layers.
Get out there, shiver me timbers.
Yep, and I don't bring a pit crew because
Yeah, what? These guys had like kids.
they were just like
It's
sleeping,
4 in the morning.
sleeping
Right.
everywhere. Like they were just taking up space.
It looked like the bus depot. A bunch of homeless people sleeping around. So yeah, pit crew, I think unnecessary. The dudes that were in front, he ran in skivvies and he had a water bottle in his hand. And he smoked us. I saw him in the middle of lap 2. It was like, oh, I saw that guy in lap 1. He passes us. And then at the end of lap 2, he passes us again. So I don't think he needed a pit crew either, unless they were giving him injections of like vitamin B12 or some shit. I don't know.
Yeah, where was he getting his refills?
I don't know. Maybe on Funky Monkey. I don't know. So, Toughest Mudder. We loved it. He didn't care for the headband, but...
But I don't care for any of them.
yeah, right. So,
Not a headband guy.
Definitely cool. And when you get a chance, check out our all obstacles video. That'll be online soon. So thanks a lot, everybody,
That's right.
for watching.
Thank you.
We'll see you next time.